Hello again. Today I have a new video for you. I played against opponent with pretty weird strategy. He didn't have very significant win rate, but he played many games. I wasn't really sure what to expect, and also I played a setup that a friend recommended to me. It's pretty weird setup, but I wanted to try it. I decided to start with sacrificing my major to find intel. Which did happen. I sacrificed my major and I found something good. Finding a general so quickly, I was pretty satisfied with that. Unfortunately, I played it pretty badly, so I wasn't really able to do it. As it turns out, my opponent played even worse than I did, and even his setup didn't really make much sense to me, which you will see. Now, I know his general, so what I wanna do, or at least what I should do, is try to bluff my marshal multiple times with captains and lieutenant, drain him out of scouts and maybe even low pieces, and only when when he has very little of them left, I should go with my marshal. But that's what I realized only in my analysis after the game, so I didn't play it very well. Very quickly I decided to get involved with my marshal, and it was just not very good call because I made it pretty clear it was my marshal and he was able to scout it. At this point it's just relatively okay start. I'm still trying to do things on the left side, hoping that he will go after my captain and then he will go a little bit down after the scout, and I will be able to recapture him with my marshal because he will not expect it on the side. And this was the moment when I expected him to go after the captain, because yeah, I mean, it's unlikely I would put my marshal on the side, but he doesn't know, so yeah, now I attacked it and I thought he would think of it as a bluff, but unfortunately he trusted it, and now he's pretty sure about my marshal. He knows it basically for sure now, so I am very unhappy about that. Him knowing my marshal is pretty bad, even though I know his general. But there's still a lot of to be played. At this point I should probably do something on other side than the left, so he would maybe forget I came up with marshal, because he doesn't have it yet confirmed. But he's pretty sure about it, that's why he's taking the lieutenant in the center, which he scouted before. So now I should do probably something on the right side, but at least I found a bomb on this square, which turned out to be pretty useful later in the game. At this point I just know that he has pretty weird setup. I had no idea where his spy was. I expected it to be either this or this, just because it was close to his general, but he had general in the first row, which is just very unusual. He's still doing his best to find my marshal. Unfortunately, he will succeed at it, because at some point I will not be able to run away from his scout. I wasn't sure what to do at this point, because he is gonna find out my marshal with the known scout, with the known miner. So I decided to do pretty much nothing very good. He typed in GG, which is, well, a little bit disrespectful, but that's okay. He scouted a bomb in the corner, which might be useful, because now he might think, since there was a marshal and there's a bomb, he might think there's my flag. So I thought that might be pretty good. Now I finally started doing something on the right side, which is a good call. And I went in with my lieutenant, hoped I would find something. He's also not sure what to do. He would like to get some free material, but I'm gonna do my best to not give anything. I found a miner, so I decided I would go for it. I wasn't sure what the piece he attacked my marshal was. It may have been this may have been the spy, or this may have been the spy. Either way, I didn't want to know. I didn't want to risk it. Now, I took a miner and I decided I was gonna load on my lieutenant, and I found a surgeon. Now I expected him to capture me with something, but he traded it. Now this is important. The fact that he traded it means that this and this are not pieces that could take it. It might be something lower or something way stronger or bombs. So I figured it might be useful to get in there with another lieutenant. He now attacked my marshal with another piece, and I figured it had to be the marshal, so I traded it because he knew my marshal, but I didn't know his. But yet this was pretty clear about what it was. This was a bad call because known piece for unknown piece, especially when it's the strongest piece on the board, that was just bad call by him. But I can complain. Now I am back on the upper side because I know his general. Even though I am down a captain, a major, and a lieutenant. Still, I wasn't sure how to make a progress, but I decided that since now I know his strongest pieces and he doesn't know mine, so I can again sacrifice the low pieces to find intel. Well, sacrifice the mid pieces to either find his strong pieces or to drain him out of scouts or low pieces. Here I understood that I should not get my general involved. And he gave me something. It was a spy, but at least something. He again disrespectfully sent in GG. And even though this piece hadn't moved, or at least I think it hadn't, I figured that he tried to bluff me with it, so it's probably not a bomb. And especially since he has a bomb here and putting two bombs next to each other, that would just make his mobility here pretty hard. Now I knew I was not gonna lose my colonel to the 2 square rule, so I was happy to just leave it the way it was. And he now used the scout, which is good because that's what I want him to do. I want him to use as many scouts as possible. Now here I decided that this probably isn't a bomb, so I took it. I can't really recall what was my reasoning, but I thought that it might be a colonel, or let's say just something good. Or at least something takeable. I didn't think it was a bomb. Maybe it moved. I don't know why I hit that actually. He's still trying to get some free material with his general without him moving anything else, which I guess is alright. Now I wanted to go after this piece. I wanted to first find out what it is with my lieutenant since it hasn't taken him, and only then take it with my colonel. And it was a sergeant, which worked perfectly for me. And he also traded it, so now I don't even feel like I am lower on material, even though I am still down a major and a now I'm no longer down a captain. I am now down just a lieutenant and a major. Now here when I had my lieutenant here, I wanted to take this, find out what it is, but I realized that even if it was, let's say, a captain or a major, I wouldn't be able to go after it with my colonel because I would get trapped because of his general. So I decided to just move back. And maybe I'd go for the same strategy if he had went far with his general again. I wasn't sure what this was, but since he's not doing anything, I'm okay with not doing anything either, especially since he doesn't know my general. It's a really good thing going on for me. decided to now get in with my major. The reason is I want to make clear path for my general. I don't want to use it now, but I want to be able to get it in the game at some point quickly. Getting my lieutenant in a position of a 2 square rule, so it's not gonna get destroyed. I'm gonna do the same with my major. And so if he will go around to do some lottoing over here, it might be bad, so I will just take it with my general. I'm still down the major and the lieutenant, but that's okay because I have lots of flow pieces. Also, he now allowed me to trade known colonel for unknown colonel. He really doesn't understand how bad it is for him, how much bluffs he could do with such intel. But I can't complain. I am fairly happy about it. Now, he now wants to take this piece. I don't know what this is. It might be a captain or something. But I wanted to find out what this piece is. Also, here's the bomb, so even if I wouldn't find out what this is, I'm just gonna take it and see what's gonna happen. I brought my lieutenant closer. And yeah, here I decided to get my colonel involved to find out what this is, because if I will take it with a colonel, I can be sure that nothing is gonna take me. And here he made a pretty bad call. He couldn't have known this is a minor, but he should have been more wary of this bomb because he had the flag here. So he literally pushed me into his bomb. And if this wasn't a flag, it might be okay, but in this game it was just really bad. And I decided to go what was below the bomb, because if it was a sergeant, he would have taken me, which means it's either something good or the flag. So let's go again through the game for what actually happened. He had the general here. He allowed me to find out what it was pretty easily. Then he traded his unknown marshal for my known marshal. Then he traded his unknown colonel for mine colonel. And then his flag was right here without much defense. So that was pretty bad. I hope you found this pretty instructive. I think his setup was pretty bad and his gameplay was even worse. Anyway, see you next video.